Good morning and welcome to Old Shoes. If you haven't done so before, please subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up and click on the notification bell. Now, this morning I've got two pairs of boots here. This is actually an old pair of boots. They don't look old, and in fact, they haven't been worn yet. As you can see, here's the sole. But I've had them a few years. They're just sitting there in a box. And now and again I have to actually polish them so that they don't dry out in this dry weather that we've got here. But today I'll do that some other time. But today I've got another pair of boots, and these are actually not old. They're brand new. I bought them yesterday, and they were on a sale as well. And what's interesting about them is that they've got rubber soles. Now, when you go to some of these cold places in Europe where they've got ice on the sidewalk, it can be useful to have rubber soles. Otherwise, you slip and fall, as happened to me a few years ago there. I wasn't injured or anything, but it was pretty sore, I can tell you that. So, these are brand new, so they need some moisturizing agent, first of all, and then also some polish to start off the process of preparing them for actually being worn. So I was in two minds about what I'm going to do as a first layer to moisturize them. I've got this stuff here from a Swiss company called Bergol. But yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical about this because it doesn't smell as nice as the Saphir. I paid quite a hefty price for this in some upmarket shoe shop in Stockholm. But I'm going to leave those and go back to my trusted Saphir Renovateur. This is kind of for penetrating into the leather. It's a mink oil based preparation. So I'm just going to use my dirty old cloth here and start off by giving them a coat of this stuff. Okay, so let's start on the right hand side. Just it's sort of, the leather soaks it up quite easily, so you don't really have to do much rubbing or polishing or anything like that. You just have to get it evenly over the shoe, which is not always that easy. These have also got a leather lining, so they're pretty nice, I find, or well made. They're actually made in Portugal. So the Portuguese are kind of moving into the market regarding traditional shoes. So most people nowadays wearing sneakers made of petroleum products. So yeah, I think that's just about okay. So now I can do the other one. Get the old Renovateur on there. And it's very important because, especially, once I start wearing them, well, first of all, just to stow them away during the summer so that they don't dry out even more and start cracking and so on. So for storing them, it's important. And then secondly, once I start wearing them, they will crease, and then the leather could also crack and won't look nice. So that's why they need a coat of this Renovateur. Renovateur has got a bit of a cleaning agent in it as well, so it can actually take off some of the dye from the shoe, but I find it doesn't really happen to me, especially with a dark one. Otherwise, people put on so-called conditioner for this kind of thing. Okay, so that's the layer of renovateur. Yeah, as you can see, it's actually more or less dried now. As you know, probably Chelsea boots became popular in the 1960s in the area of London called Chelsea, but they were actually, in fact, first invented by a shoemaker in the 19th century who made them for Queen Victoria of Great Britain. Okay, so now I need a brown horse's mane brush, and I'm gonna just brush off the excess renovateur. Okay, you can see they've been well moisturized, and they're looking far better already than the new ones that they were new. Okay, and then the other one. So Queen Victoria, she wore these boots with elastic on the side, and she really liked them, and from there onwards they started getting more popular. And then in the 1960s, with all the rock bands in London making lots of money with their vinyl records, they started wearing them as a kind of a status symbol, and with their jeans and so on, and bell bottoms. Remember those days of the bell bottoms. So that's how the Chelsea boot became a thing. Okay, so as you can see, they're really shining a little bit from the renovateur, but now we're going to go to giving them some dark brown polish. Again, I've got my trusted applicator brush here, and put on some polish. I've got to be careful that I don't get the polish onto the stitching on the side. Actually, these boots are so-called Blake stitched ones, which means that the sole and the insole are stitched together on the inside of the shoe, and whereas these other ones, these are actually Goodyear welted, so it's got a welt around the sides, and that's a better construction than this one. So the Goodyear welted shoes and boots tend to be more expensive, generally speaking. Okay, so that one has got a layer of polish. Now we can do this, the left one, and just steer clear of the stitching there, so that we don't kind of like the light colored stitching. That's part of the design, so mustn't get polish onto that, because otherwise it will become stained. Okay, a little bit more here at the back. Then we are more or less there. Okay, that's it. We can close our sapphire polish, but deluxe. And then we can give it a quick brush with a horse's mane brush. I mean, the time that it takes to apply the polish to the one boot is just about enough for the polish to be absorbed by the boot. So there we go. That's the right hand one. As you can see, it's already taken on quite a shine from the sapphire shoe polish. Nice. I'm going to really enjoy wearing these boots once winter comes, or maybe I'll take a trip to Europe in the winter, and then I can wear them on the iced sidewalks without falling. Actually got another pair of shoes here that I put a special sole on for just such an eventuality. It's supposed to be some sort of Arctic sole that's good to deal with ice on the surface that you're walking on. Okay, that's the second one just about done. Voila. Okay, and that's my pair of Chelsea boots, one of two, and this is a brand new one. It's going to be worn maybe in a few months time or next year. So excellent, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, goodbye.